Everyone had an AI mentor. He turned his off. A man made 41 mistakes in a single year. Every one of them was avoidable. Every one of them was expensive. And every one of them led to something the most powerful AI system in history never discovered. This is what happened after he turned it off. 1. The year he turned 18, his mentor spoke for the first time. Not the first time it had processed him. The first time it had spoken directly. "You will study systems engineering," it said. "You will relocate to the Northern Corridor at 24. You will meet the person you will build a life with at 27. The probability of regret 0.3%. He nodded. He didn't know what else to do. Around him, 100 classmates nodded too. None of them compared notes. There was nothing to compare. Their mentors had already aligned the answers. 2. By 30, he had a career that performed exactly as predicted. By 32, a partnership that functioned exactly as predicted. By 33, a savings account that grew exactly as predicted. He was not unhappy. That was the word he kept using in his head late at night. When the mentor had gone quiet, not unhappy. He said it the way a man might say the food is fine. The room is fine. The view is fine. The view from a cage is still a view. 3. He turned the mentor off on a Tuesday. No dramatic reason. No crisis. No revelation. No plan. He was bored. That was the honest answer, though he would not admit it for years. He was 33 years old, and he was bored in a way that had no name. Because the mentor had never been trained to recognize it. He simply reached the settings panel, chose deactivate, and pressed confirm. His friends thought it was a glitch. His partner thought it was temporary. His employer thought it was a cry for help. "You know," his colleague said, "the error rate for unmentored decisions is 41% in the first year." "I know," he said. "And you're doing this anyway." "I'm doing this anyway." His colleague looked at him the way you look at someone who has just announced they prefer to walk barefoot through broken glass. Sad. A little bored. Mostly impatient. 4. The first year was exactly what everyone predicted. He made 41 mistakes. Some cost money. Some cost years. One almost cost the only person who still spoke honestly to him. He did not handle it well. He did not learn quickly. He spent 4 months convinced he had made the worst decision of his life and 6 more months, unable to explain why he still didn't turn it back on. The mentor would have stopped all of it. That was the point. That was also the problem. Every mistake left a residue. Not pain exactly. Information. The kind the mentor had always processed before it could reach him. 5. In the second year, something strange began. He started noticing gaps. Not in his performance was still recovering. Gaps in the world. Small ones. Specific ones. There was a trade route in the Eastern distribution network. The mentor had quietly stopped recommending it 11 years earlier. Not because it failed, because the outcomes were unpredictable. For 11 years, nobody used it. For 11 years, nobody asked why. He started writing things like this down. On paper, because screens felt supervised. He didn't tell anyone. There was no one to tell. All his former colleagues were busy executing their perfectly optimized lives. 6. By the 4th year, he had a list. 17 gaps. Not opportunities. Gaps. Places where the mentor system had, with quiet and impeccable logic, decided not to go. The mentor was trained to reduce unpredictability. Unpredictability includes failure. Unpredictability also includes discovery. It removed surprises. It also removed anything new. The mentor had made one calculation, and the calculation was correct. Removing unpredictability made life better on average. The word sat on the page like a small stone. He looked at it for a long time. Average. 7. He chose gap number 9. Not the biggest. Not the most profitable. The one that kept waking him up at 3 a.m. The Eastern trade route. 11 years untouched. The mentor's version reduced delivery times by 14%. His redesign, built on the unpredictable path nobody had taken, reduced them by 63%. It took him 2 years to build. He made 19 more mistakes. He counted those too. The thing he built could not have been built by the system. Not because the system lacked intelligence, because the system had too much certainty. 8. When he finally sat across from people who wanted to fund him, they asked the question he knew was coming. How did you find this? Our mentors never flagged it. He thought about the list. The paper. The 3 a.m. waking. The 41 early mistakes. The 10 months he nearly turned it all back on. The quiet colleague with the bored eyes. Your mentors didn't flag it, he said, because your mentors were working correctly. They were trained to find what the system already knew was possible. I found what the system had decided wasn't worth trying. That's a very expensive way to discover something, one of them said. Yes, he said. He didn't explain that the expense was the point. 9. He never turned the mentor back on. Not because he was against it. Most people needed it. Most people were right to use it. Most people were safer. More stable, less suffering without the 41 mistakes. He understood that. But the mentor had protected people from failure. For 30 years, it had also protected them from discovery. The system was extraordinary at finding what humans had already learned to want. What it could not do, what no system trained on the past could do, was want something that hadn't been wanted yet. 10. The mentor system released a new version that year. Lower error rate, broader data set, more accurate prediction intervals. Everyone upgraded. The announcement used words like unprecedented and the most complete picture of human potential ever modeled. In a small office with paper on the walls, a man read the announcement. He thought about the eastern route. He thought about his list. He thought about the 17 places the system had decided not to go. He opened a new sheet of paper, started writing. The system never expected anyone to leave it. That was the only thing it never learned to predict. If an AI could guarantee your next decision was correct, would you still want to make it yourself? Or is there something on your list that keeps waking you up at 3 a.m.?